Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon by talking about their movies, shows, programs, whatever the case may be, their merchandise, whatever. So, yeah, since I'm still talking about Disney and whatnot, I thought I would just do some news, talk about a few more things and whatnot, I guess. I have some ideas before moving on. But okay, I'm talking about this smuck again. The one guy from Florida. Oh boy. Obviously, he still has a bone to pick with Disney, of course. And so in regards of this, and someone says that Florida does need Disney World. And okay, what I'm trying to get at here is that there was some news, obviously discussing and this topic in regards of the special tax privilege and whatnot.
Lines, but across the country, CEOs in all industries are eyeing the daily developments here, wondering how it might impact their company, how they should navigate these choppy political waters. Bill George is the former chairman and CEO of Medtronic, now a professor at the Harvard Business School. He joins us now. Good to see you, Bill. Let's go back, if we can, to the start of this mess. Disney CEO Bob Chapek wanted to stay out of the controversy over Disney's so-called Don't Say Gay legislation, but the combination of angry employees and former CEO Bob Iger coming out against the law.
And yeah, they don't like that. They don't like the fact that, this is, of course, a thing. Of course, there was a discussion, obviously, with this governor attempting to revoke that. And in a way, in some ways, he did get what he wanted when it comes to the gay bill thing. We all know what we're talking about. At least to some extent, he did get what he wanted, I guess. Even if it's not as entirely, but,
He really had no choice. He offered this relatively mild statement. How do you think he handled it?
Well, he should have thought about all these things first, I believe. I don't think he did his homework. We're in a different world today. He was acting like he was back in the 1990s. In this world of 2022, you have all kinds of stakeholders who expect you to take a position.
Point here is that he's just want to show here's the head honcho over here. He can do what he wants. And but yeah, he didn't want the LGBT plus stuff to be mentioned, taught, or have any books, anything of such a nature be in the.
Your employees have found their voice, and particularly in this post-COVID world, they want to be respected, whether it's a Minneapolis CEO when George Floyd was murdered, or people on the LGBTQ plus side that want to be respected and heard from. They want their CEOs to speak on their behalf. And when they don't do that, as Bob Chapek didn't, they get very upset, and it leads to the kind of uproar we've had. And then they get to the worst case.
In the schools, because we all know.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
Yeah, y'all complain about Disney and gays, yet no one wants to talk about this fat ass who actually want to hook up with an underage individual on a number of different occasions. Oh, you can let that slide though. Okay.
Which is a critical political crossfire with the politicians. And that's the last thing any company wants to get into. And Disney is right in the thick of it. And it's struggling to get out of this mess, as you called it.
Even after the statement, he had the employee walkout. So what could Bob have done to keep his employees happy and somehow stay out of the crosshairs of the governor?
He should have gone back months before, talked to his board, talked to his leadership team. What do we stand for? Disney has always been very pro-family.
But moreover, yeah, this is still a thing in some ways. So, yeah, it was spoken about this kind of thing, having this battle and being, I guess it's divided, I guess, in some ways in Florida. Some people are basically for it, while I guess others against it, and then there'd be people
but also very gay-friendly, if you will, and they should have made those points very clearly. And when this legislation started in Florida, they should have had a position ready to go. And they didn't have to lead with their chin, but they should have had a position that was true to their mission and values of what Disney is, that accepts everyone for who they are.
So as I mentioned, CEOs across the country are shaking a bit in their boots. What are you hearing from them, and what's your advice?
The CEOs in our industries are pretty much eyeballing this and the dilemma when it comes to this. Because if this affects Disney, this of course is going to obviously affect everything else when you think about it. Which, yes, of course, a lot of people be talking about it. And yes, this was a discussion, a whatnot. And yes, of course, it's although of course business talking in school and whatnot. I'm just having some sort of discussion. Why does this have to be a discussion? Why still being brought up from time to time? I still don't know. I thought I was done with this. Well, technically, I guess technically I am, but so I just saw the headline when it comes to this. So I just thought, I guess I'd give this a discussion.
Well, they're very concerned. They don't want to get caught into this crossfire either. But they are all going back now, I think, and really thinking about what do I stand for? What issues should I get involved in? And when shouldn't I get involved in? And how do I avoid getting in the crosshairs of some politician? They may get caught anyway, but if they're true to their mission and values.
Yeah, this entire thing just comes off really nonsensical because it's all about deep down control, and that's what this is about. This individual just wants control over Disney because he does realize him and his supporters do believe and they do know that Disney as a company, as a business model, does have a strong influence. They want to at least limit that influence. Even if they can't get rid of Disney like at all, they want to at least have some sort of limitations on the Disney corporation, if anything. Because yes, because of the gays and all that jazz. That's what this is all really about. Even though these individuals may want to disguise it, of course, they may want to disguise it as something else like education or whatever else. And yes, of course, I've spoken about a bunch of conspiracy theories about this before, like Disney become a rogue state and come into some sort of army or something and just creating its own nuclear bomb or something. Oh boy, this kind of thing I've discussed before. So here we go again. And even if it's not word for word exactly the same thing, but in a lot of ways it feels the same because again, at the end of the day, that's what this is about. Like I mentioned earlier. All right, folks. I guess that'll be it. I do have other videos I would like to work on, of course, but this is just one of many, I guess. So as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Yeah, this is just bullshit. It's all bullshit. All of this is just bullshit, 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 bullshit. Bullshit is all bullshit. Alright, whatever. It's all bullshit. Later, folks. And thanks for watching. I do appreciate people for looking at my videos, even though it's all bullshit. Ugh, whatever. Yeah.